Good morning, dear friends. Today with you as usual, Thursday, Victoria Vlasova and DELUXE Private School. I'm very happy to see you all today, this perfect morning that we have. And today I do believe we are going to have really very interesting live stream. Not only interesting but really very demanding concerning the today's situation that we have in the historical part of Kiev. Today the live stream is not about happiness, is not about literature, is not about anything of this case. But today we will speak much about our city, the capital of Ukraine, Kiev city, and actually the incident that we had a couple of days ago. The incident highly concerned the fire in one of the streets in the downtown of Kiev. It's Khreschatyk Street. The fire happened in a building of former Central Gastronome in Kiev. And actually it had a big resonance and a big output for Kiev, for Ukrainian authorities, and not only for them but for tourists and generally for local people who are dwellers and who are inhabitants of our capital of Kiev city. I welcome all of you today. Good morning everyone, one more time. Nika, Brian, Svetlana, all those who listen to us this morning. And actually, as usual, I'm asking you if you have some materials, if you have any additional information about the fire that happened, or you have your personal ideas concerning why it happened and what was the reason. You're welcome. Everything is going to be discussed today, and I do believe that we can find the solutions during today's live stream, and I do believe that we will try to manage this situation. Hello, Olchka, hello. This situation in Kiev, and for me, as for the dweller of Kiev, as for the citizen of Ukraine, for me it's very important also to settle down the problems and the history of it, and actually the main thing is to take steps in order to prevent such doings and to prevent distractions in our capital, and of course to struggle against the demolition and the destructions of the ancient part of our capital, Kiev city of Ukraine. So welcome all of you, and I believe that we are going to have actually a nice live stream with full ideas, with essential ideas how to deal with this situation that happened. First of all, I would like just to start to start introducing what's the building, a kind of why it's considered to be a historical monument, and actually the information that I possess, that mass media provided me with, and we are going to describe and actually to put up some ideas in order to save, to preserve, and to take care in future about historical monuments, about ancient monuments of Kiev. Good. So one more time, what happened and where it happened. Actually, the downtown, the central part of Kiev, the address is Khreschatyk Street 40-1. It's actually the heart of our capital, the heart of our city. And it happened the 20th, so 2 days ago. Yeah, it happened the 20th of July in Kiev, about 5 p.m. I think, 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. In Kiev city, in the downtown. So what happened actually, and what might be the reasons? If you know the answers, my dear students, if you know the answers, Alan, good morning, during our conversation in English today. So, my dears, if you know the possible answers why this fire occurred in Kiev city and who needs it, who wants to take the building probably or to take the land, why it's coming up, so you're welcome, write please in the commentaries. All people see them, and we can have a kind of commenting and dealing with this situation that has occurred. So yeah, it happened the 20th of July in Kiev. It's the building actually very old. It was a former next gastronome of Kiev city, and probably for the guests of our today's live stream, it's the most historical part of our capital. It's the most, the oldest building that is right now, that exists in Kiev. And even it's very interesting to notice that no occupants, no events after the Second World War, they could not impact, yes, on the demolition, on the destruction of this building, and the same as much others buildings that are located on Khreschatyk Street, the main local part of our Kiev, of our capital. And actually nowadays it becomes a problem for destructing, for taking off the building, or probably to modernize and to make some I don't know, repairings as they promise, as some people promise in mass media. So of course I would like to listen to your ideas, dear students. I want to join your opinions if you have concerning it, and of course I'm continuing talking about some suppositions that exist nowadays in the society, in Kiev society, in among Kiev dwellers. So first of all, who must be interested in building deconstruction? As we know, and we have the facts in media, that the building belongs to the law parental of Mr. Leonid Chernovetsky. It's a person whose name is Vyacheslav Supranenko, and he is actually the owner of building, despite, to my deep concern, all buildings that belong to state, that are considered to be governmental. It's strange actually that they have, for me it's strange, I don't know about probably other solutions and other methods, but still it's somehow unreasonable to have buildings of state in their private properties, and to settle by themselves what they need and what they want to do with architectural monuments that belong not only to local people, to dwellers, but also to big society of our country. So according to this data and according to this information that appeared in mass media, that man, Vyacheslav Supranenko, who is considered to be the owner of the building, address Khreschatyk 40-1, and there are somehow also the plans that are accessible to see, to be seen in internet, concerning the projects of 12th floor building, with the office center and entertainment center, like trading centers, to be built on this territory. And actually it's not the first time that it happens in Kiev. We know that many buildings in the downtown, in old ancient districts of Kiev, they were destructed. Some of them, of course, we pretend to see like somehow reconstructed, but still most of them, and still the big majority of these premises, they are completely destructed. And of course we may see the new modern premises, multi-storied premises to be built there. Why multi-storied, and why we speak about 12th floor premises that is supposed to be built on this territory or to be reconstructed and added? Of course, because many people regard the business and the money flows and floods and flows. That's why, of course, it's very interesting from the financial position to have on the real estate market such a proposition with the 12-story buildings. Yes. Concerning this project, first of all, this project is mentioned in mass media in 2010. The year 2010, so it was given the project of it to Minister of Culture of Ukraine, and there was a kind of project. You may also see the drawings and the projects in free access in internet. Yes, but since 2010 the project works and considerations have been updated, and they're still being updated by different authorities, businessmen, ministers, workers, and so on. So right now we can't say exactly that the project has been stated and the project has all the norms to be integrated and to be proceeded. Yeah. Moreover, the evidences of non-stopping, of non-just finishing discussions about project confirmation is that small businesses in Kiev that were located on the perimeter of on the ground floors of building on the address Khreschatyk 40-1. And we know that I think minimum 7, or probably I might be mistaken, 8 small businesses like cafes, like pharmaceutics, they were located on the ground floor of this premises that was burned, that was fired off completely. And that's how it was an evidence that no present events of why this building might have been destructed concerning businesses. Yeah, because before you start some campaigns, some businesses to locate in a building, of course, you need to receive special documentation that proves about non-starting repairing works on the part of this land, of this space. Yes, but it was 2010. In 2013, we had an information from mass media. The information about organization, investments and development. It's private, I think, private organization. And also there was an organization about Agro Trading Limited, with, of course, owners of this company, well, the deputies, ex-deputies of Kiev City, Rada. And actually they started to speak about reconstructions of this space, reconstructions of these buildings, and there was a plan that was performed, and the plan was actually confirmed by local authorities in Kiev State City Administration, but we could not see in the year of 2013 some works. Probably it was because of political situation that happened that time in Kiev, because of future war intentions, and therefore we could not say that actually the year 2013 or the year 2014 could be a positive year for making some changes in project activities of reconstruction of these premises of Central Gastronome, Khreschatyk 40-1 address. So we may see that all the events that have taken place, they were highly considered. The taking of the building, the solutions to whom this building will belong, what to do with it. Now we have 2017 year. And as a result, we can see the fire of this building, yes, and it might be a high reason of non-settling positively some ideas and discussions between people who might be interested in future of this premises. In future, I mean, as you know, like making it a trading center. That is very interesting and very popular business in Kiev nowadays. Or probably to make it like office center. That is also is in a big demand in Kiev, in Ukraine. This sector is really well developed and highly financed in Kiev. So we continue. Brian, thank you very much for your comments. Yes, we tried to find the most modern, the newest information, the hot news for you, dear friends, to discuss together with us. Today, I remind you, dear friends, that we have an interesting, a hot topic for Ukraine, for Kiev city. It's a fire in the building of former Central Gastronome in Kiev, Khreschatyk Street 40-1. So we continue discussing. Lenочка, good morning. I see that you joined us during our talks. Write commentaries. For us, it's a big pleasure. Good. So we continue talking about provoking of this situation, yes, and further actions to be taken. If we speak about exactly legislative procedures, yes, and how to struggle this situation on the legislative level, yeah, political legislative level. I think that if we have a law that bans, completely prohibits making anything, remaking anything with ancient and historical architectural monuments of Kiev, so the law that will regard and will deal only with preserving these monuments and to preserve the exterior and interior soul of Kiev city, yeah, on the legislative level. Only in this case it would be possible to preserve ancient monuments, and it would be possible to talk about historical preservance, architectural preservance, because as for me, I consider future generations like they must see the history, and not only in art but in architecture as well, that preserved from ancient times of Ukraine and of Kiev city, of course. Dealing with the legislation, if you ask me, because I don't see commentaries, I can say that of course only on legislative in Verkhovna Rada system we can speak about some changes, but I'm not sure that this kind of legislation is going to be output in the nearest future, because as we may see on the materials that are given in free access in internet, many of people, many of personalities who are involved in documentary proceedings, these are people actually from legislation, from government. That's why I do not think that preserving of culture, preserving of architect is on the same arena for them with getting flows of money. Unfortunately, it's the pity situation, but it's considered to be truth in our capital, in our city, and actually this information that is true regarding the comments and regarding the materials that I see every day while I'm looking for media and so on, materials that appear in front of me. Concerning other historical places and other things that I stand to prohibit their demolition and their deconstruction. It's not only this building I told before, but also buildings in all central parts, like downtown part of Kiev. What could be the measures, all other measures to preserve these buildings? What are your ideas, my dear students? If you know how to struggle, how to fight, how to deal with it, you're welcome. Please write me in your comments and just give some ideas for Kiev local authorities and to people, to local people, how to struggle with this, I should say, virus that we have, the virus of demolition, the virus of complete destruction. So please, you're welcome. If you have any ideas, of course, for us, for all people who regard us, it will be necessary and essential to read. Well, what else should be said about this building right now? Small businesses, they suffered, they are closed. We still have, because this building is located next to our school, and still there are services that working there. The services that try to make the situation more clear. Well, but of course, as usual, people suffer, businesses, small businesses, I mean, suffer, and of course we can't predict, we can't see forward what is going to be there. That's it. If we have the situation of confirming, yes, of according the project of building the Central Gastronome, yeah, I think that this project, first of all, must be given for public discussion and for public taking opinions, yes, and of course people, especially Kievites, especially those people who stood the war, who stood the national occupation, and people who understand the essence of history for our city. Of course, they need to be involved in discussions, in open discussions, probably that might be started from administrative city level, and of course it should be discussed on the governmental level also. Not only city council, but country council, Verkhovna Rada, must be integrated and must be involved in discussions such questions, because these questions, of course, concern history. History not only of our country, not only of our land, but of our people and of our future generation that will live, and they need to know their story and their history. My dears, if you have any questions, because I see that many of you are watching us, I'm on 3 gadgets. I'm on 3 gadgets. We have different live streams from different pages. Today the hot topic is fire in a building of former Central Gastronome in Kiev. And if you have any questions, or if you have any detailed information that could be interesting for us to consider, to read about, so you're welcome. Write us in commentaries, please. Yeah, because it's important for Kiev dwellers, for Kievites, not only Kievites, I think, but for citizens of our country, to read, to understand, and to make some steps forward it. As for me, I have some people who are involved in struggling against buildings demolition and against deconstruction in the city center. It's these people actually they made a kind of civil move, a kind of civil organization. Yeah, I do believe that you, my dearest, who are watching, who are interested in this question today, you know some of the names probably of these organizations, so you would like, why not, to join them. Write me please your comments, and write me please if you know the names of these organizations, because as for me, I have a strong desire and really hard motives to start campaigning and to start struggling on the probably national level. Nowadays it's too much words to say, yeah, but starting from the district level, yes, on the regional level, to make a kind of organizations, like small, let it be for the first time, but we can unite with the common mission, with the common goal and aim to preserve the heart of the city, to preserve the history of the city and the architectural history of our city. If you know, of course, you can write me every time in personal mailing to me or to DELUXE Private School, and we are going to consider them and to make some steps to work and to fight and to act for the development of our historical city to be preserved. So if you have questions, you're welcome. We have some minutes more to discuss, to finish discussion about fire in the building. I do believe, really do believe that in the nearest future, we are going to have this situation settled by people, settled by circumstances, settled by somehow of positive energy. And of course, to my deep concern, we need to act. People need to act, and I am ready, me, Victoria Vlasova, I am ready to join any party, any society that with a big aim, with a big mission to struggle against demolition and destruction of Kyiv city. So today it was this topic. All your commentaries additional, as usual, write me back. I wish you to have perfect day. I wish you to enjoy this day, to think about the best and the goods for Kyiv city, not only for Kyiv city, for you people who are from different countries and from different other cities. You're welcome. Remember that you need to love your land. You need to love your city and your motherland. Today with you, as usual, was Victoria Vlasova in DELUXE Private School. Have a nice day and see you very, very soon. Bye-bye, dearest. Good luck.